Hey, my Forest family, how y'all doing today? This will be for tomorrow, you guys. Today we're gonna be talking about am I gonna be dating someone new yet? I don't know. I haven't really decided on that yet, you guys, but I have been thinking about dating someone new for the last maybe month and a half, almost 2 months now. Um, I am excited about dating someone new, someone different, someone that I have known a very, very long time. This person and I dated when we were like teenagers, 15, 16 years old. Um, we were in a relationship for about 2 years, I believe, or something like that. We met when I was like 15. I believe he was like 14 at the time. And then he moved away when I was like 16 years old. Um, his friend and I are still good friends. I see him from time to time. I'm gonna tell y'all what his name is and what he looks like and stuff like that. Because he doesn't look the same as he did when we were teenagers. He looks a lot different now. Um, and he moved away for about, I believe, like 20, I want to say 21 or 22 years or something like that. I think he's moved back here like maybe 3 years ago now. Almost 4 years now. I was kind of glad that he did move back. I was working at 7-Eleven at the time. And we exchanged numbers and we started talking about our childhood and how we used to love each other and take walks in the park, and we used to have decent conversation. We'd be on the phone for hours at a time, and we really did love each other a lot. I hated when he moved away. I was so hurt. I was like hurt, heartbroken. Like, I didn't want him to move. He didn't want to move, but I know his mom had to move for a different job, and he started at a different school and things like that. And I kind of moved on with my life after that. But 20 something years later, I never thought that I would, see him again and stuff like that. So we exchanged numbers, we talked, we went on a couple days and things like that. We got to know each other again. And we weren't like dating in a sense, but we're very in deep conversation about different things. And he was married before he moved back to Indiana. I believe for like maybe a year or so, a year and a half, something like that. And I guess him and her fell out of love. And they was having like, other type of issues. She wasn't faithful, and I guess he wasn't being faithful either at the time. And they fell out of love. They do have 2 children together. But he doesn't have problems with her of any kind, which is a good thing. And it's good that he does have children by the same person, and stuff like that. But we dated here off and on and stuff like that for a little while. He would come over, we watch movies, we'd be texting, we'd be talking on the phone. We would do a whole bunch of stuff together. He would pick me up, take me to work, drop me off at home. He would make sure my kids were okay. He was making sure I was okay. Like, he was really a gentleman that I knew he was, even when we were teenagers. And he would always show me love and respect and honor. He worshiped the ground I walked on, and that's what I really loved about him the most. And then probably like maybe like a month or two after that, he kind of disappeared. And I was texting him, calling him. He never answered the phone or never answered my text, and I never could figure out why. And he came by out the clear blue, y'all, and he apologized about disappearing. Told me the reason why he had to move to back to Grand Rapids where his other daughter was, so he could be closer to her, but it didn't work out and things like that. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And he was like, is you and what's the name together? I'm like, no, we broke up like almost 2 months ago now, almost. And he was like, why? He was like, why? And I told him and I explained it to him or whatever. But we have history. Y'all. Like, we've been knowing each other since teenagers. There's a lot of things that have changed since then, since we were very young. He does work, and I work part-time, but that's good that he does have, time that he can spend with his kids, time that he can spend with me if I choose to. I'm not saying we would get back together or anything like that, but that trust would have to rebuild again, only because he's been disappeared for about maybe a year or two. So he has a lot of apologizing to do, and a lot of making up to do, and a lot of trust to build. Because I told him, I said, I don't want to just jump into anything with just anybody, even though you and I do have history, and we did date when we were teenagers, and we know each other very, very well, and we always have, and things like that. But he was my high school sweetheart. Like, he was the first person that I actually fell in love with, not just off of just sexual things, but just mentally and physically and emotionally, because he would show his emotion and his care and his love and his respect for me, and he's always done that throughout the years, and I really appreciate that. And he had me out there laughing, and we were talking about things and stuff we used to do together, that he wants to work on doing again and stuff like that. And I'm not saying I'm against it or anything like that, and I'm not holding back from starting over or anything like that. I just don't want to be hurt again, and I don't want my hurt to be taken advantage of. I don't want my feelings to be taken advantage of. I don't want to feel like I'm out on a limb, or I'm just going with someone that I do have history with, and it end up doesn't working out in the end and stuff like that. So I want to make sure that it's the right decision, it's the right choice, that we're gonna work out, and that we're gonna be together forever if that's what we decide to do here in the future. But I said, just give me time, build that trust with me for the next couple months, for probably the next 2 or 3 months, build that trust up with me, and maybe about 5 or 6 months down the road, I could say, hey, I trust you, okay, let's do this, type of thing. But like I said, I don't want to just jump with 2 feet in it, and then it doesn't work out, and then I'm heartbroken all over again, and then I have to start all over again with someone else. I just want to make sure that I'm making the right decision. But he's not someone new to me, y'all. He's new to y'all. Because eventually, at some point, I'm going to want to introduce that person to my YouTube channel, to my family, to the people that support me, the people that love me, the people that watch me, the people that give me positive information, admirations, and experience, and the ones who show up and show out on the videos and the lives and stuff like that. So when I introduce them to y'all, y'all gonna love this person as much as I did, even back then. Even now, we still have love for each other as people, as human beings, as children of God, and things like that. But that trust does have to build in order for us to maybe possibly become a couple at some point. But we're just gonna see what happens. I'm gonna play it by ear right now and see what happens, and we'll just go from there. But make sure you like, subscribe, comment, hit your notification bell off for every time I drop a video. I love you guys so much. Thank y'all for y'all love and your support. Thank y'all for showing up on the videos, the lives, the shorts. I really appreciate y'all. Always remember that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Always remember God is on our side, no matter who we are, where we are, who we're trying to be, and where we're trying to go. Remember, I love you, God loves you. Let's keep going and growing and moving up in life, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.